Good day everyone, and especially to our instructor, Ma'am Joanna Marie Paluga, and we are the Group 1 reporter. And our report is all about the Philippine Bill of Rights from Section 9 to Section 14. So before we start our report, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Lizelle Insonay Almanza, and I am the first reporter of Group 1. The Philippine Bill of Rights, Section 9. The private property shall not be taken for the public use without just compensation. Section 9, ito yung siya yung saligang batas na nagbibigay protection sa ari-arian ng mga mamamayan sa kapangyarihan ng pamahalaan, na kung saan ang anumang ari-arian na nakuha or kunin ng pamahalaan ay kailangan ng bigyan ng bayad or tinatawag na compensation. Eminent domain. The eminent domain is the right of government to take private property for public use with payment of compensation. Property must be taken by the government to benefit the economy. Ito siya, ang tinatawag na eminent domain ay ito siya yung karapatan ng gobyerno na kumuha ng ari-arian ng mamamayan, at lalo na kung ito ay kailangan gamitin ng publiko. Isa na lang dito ay yung paggawa ng project na road widening project. Ito na kung saan kinuha ng pamahalaan ang lupain ng mga taong nakatira sa tabi ng kalsada at upang palawakin ang kalsada. At isa rin dito ay yung sa dam project at sa housing project. At yun lang po.
Hi everyone, let's proceed to the conditions for the exercise of eminent domain. A landowner cannot be deprived of his right over his land until expropriation proceedings are instituted in court. The eminent domain is the power of local, state, or federal government agencies to take private property for public use so long as the government pays just compensation. The government can exercise its power of eminent domain even if the owner does not wish to sell his or her property. A number of circumstances must be present in the taking of property for purposes of eminent domain. First, the entrance into private property must be for more than a momentary period. Next is the entry into the property should be under warrant or color of legal authority. And third, the property must be devoted to a public purpose or otherwise informally, appropriately, or injuriously affected. And last, the utilization of the property for public use must be in such a way as to out the owner and deprive him of all beneficial enjoyment of the property.
Good day everyone, I am Muhammad Al-Raji B. Abwam, and I will be reporting the Section 10 of the Philippine Bill of Rights. So what constitutes impairment? Pag sinabi natin kasing impairment, ito ay tumutukoy or it refers to anything that diminishes the efficacy of the contract. So dito sa Section 10, malalaman natin kung ano nga ba ito. Sa Section 10, sinasabi rito na no law impairing the obligation of contract shall be passed, na ang ibig sabihin ay walang anumang batas ang pwedeng sumira sa kontratang napagkasunduan ng dalawang grupo o higit pa. So ang purpose nito ay pangalagaan yung karapatan ng bawat individual. Dito sa Pilipinas, meron tayong iba't ibang uri ng contract. Meron tayong employment contract at saka iba pa. Sa employment contract, ang halimbawa niyan, nagtatrabaho ka sa isang kumpanya at napagkasunduan nyo na ito yung sasahurin mo. So, pagkalipas ng ilang buwan, hindi ka na nakatanggap ng sahod, at dahil doon na diminish yung contract nyo saka yung manager mo. Pwede mo siyang ireklamo dahil sa nag-violate siya o sinira niya yung kontrata na napagkasunduan nyo. At meron din tayong tinatawag na child support agreement. Ito ay nangyayari kapag naghiwalay ang mag-asawa at sila ay may mga anak na. Dito ay pumipirma sila ng agreement o kontrata na nagpapatibay na ang lalaki ay kailangan niyang magsustento bawat linggo o buwan sa kanyang mga anak. So, ang nangyari kapag sinira ni lalaki yung agreement na napagkasunduan o hindi siya nagtupad sa napag-uusapan nila, ay pwedeng magreklamo si girl o pwedeng kasuhan ni babae yung lalaki o ireklamo sa mas nakakataas. Yun lamang po. Thank you.
Section 11 is outline of civil rights for individual accused of crime, ensuring fair treatment, due process, and protection of their rights. Free access to court and legal assessment shall not be denied to any person by reason of poverty. So, ginapasabot ani kay dapat tanan tao pantay-pantay pag-abot sa balaod. Section 12. Any person under investigation for the commission of an offense shall have the right to be informed of his right to remain silent. Tas kani kay if madakpan ka sa police, tas pangatanon ka na pwede ka dili mutubag. Antod wala sa legal like court. What is Miranda rights? The Miranda rights are the series of 4 statements summarizing important constitution safeguard for individual under arrest on suspicion of committing crimes. This right become available to individuals when they are subjected to custodial interrogation by law enforcement officer. Kanay mas ma-available lang din yung Miranda rights if takpon kanila or like ana.
So, good day ma'am. I am Lord Cedrico Alberca and I'll be reporting the section 12 of 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines, Article 3. And in accordance with the 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines, Article Section 12, these rights cannot be waived except in writing and in the presence of the council. So meaning walang rights na ma-waive except na lang kung isusulat siya or andyan yung presence ng council. And next is the fruit of poisonous tree doctrine. So the fruit of poisonous tree is a doctrine that extends the exclusionary rule to make the evidence inadmissible in court if it was derived from evidence that was legally obtained. So pwede natin i-apply dito yung kasabihan na kung ano yung puno, siya rin yung bunga. So if ang evidence is na obtained siya legally, then gagawin ng government is gagawin yung evidence inadmissible, meaning hindi siya pwedeng magamit sa court kasi nga yung evidence is illegally na obtained ng mga personnel.
Good morning ma'am, I'm reporting the section 13. What is bail? Bail is a legal concept where a person who has been arrested and charged with a crime can be released from custody temporarily, usually by posing a certain amount of money as security to ensure their appearance in court or trial or other proceedings. If the person fails to appear, they forfeit the bail amount. Bail is typically a matter of right when the offense charged is bailable and the accused meets certain criteria set forth by the law, such as not being a flight risk or posing a danger to community. However, this can vary depending on the
Section 13. When bail a matter of discretion. Bail becomes a matter of discretion if the offense charged is punishable by death, reclusion perpetua, or life imprisonment. That is, bail will be denied in the evidence of guilt is strong. When shall bail be denied? Severity of crime. Crimes of a severe nature may result in the denial of bail, especially if the evidence of guilt is strong. If the court believes the accused may flee and not attend trial, bail not be denied.
Good afternoon, and I will be reporting the who are not titled to bail. The denial of bail typically depends on judicial and special circumstances of the case. No person charged the typical offense or an offender punishable by reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment, for example. The danger to community is releasing to the defendant on bail poses by significant danger to public safety or community. These particular common sense cases involve violence offense, repeating offenders, or individual with history of violence. Seriousness of offense in a case involving particular serious crime such as murder, terrorism, and certain drug offense. Public safety concern. If releasing the defendant on bail should be creating significant public safety concern risk such as illegal detention of domestic violence, child abuse, or sexual assault. Previous violation of bail conduct. If the defendant has history of violating bail conduct, such as failing to appear of court hearing or commit new offense while the bail, the judge may decide to deny the bail, prevent further disgrading for illegal detention. And this is my report is end. Thank you.
Section 14, which provide that in all criminal prosecution, the accused shall be presumed innocent until the contrary is proved by evidence beyond reasonable doubt. So guys, palagi niyong tandaan na walang taong pwedeng managot para sa isang kriminal na pagkakasala na walang angkop na proseso sa batas. Ang akusado ay dapat ituring na inosente hanggang sa ang kabaligtaran ay mapatunayan ng ebidensya na lampas sa makatuwirang pagdududa.
Philippine Bill of Rights Section 14, titled Right to be Heard by Himself and Counsel, is a cornerstone in safeguarding individual rights within the country's legal system. This provision underscores the fundamental principle of due process, ensuring that individuals involved in judicial or quasi-judicial proceedings have the right to present their case and defend themselves. Crucially, it grants the right to legal representation, allowing individuals to be assisted by counsel during legal proceedings. This provision plays a pivotal role in upholding fairness and justice, promoting the equitable treatment of all citizens within the legal framework. So, by the right to be heard and represented by counsel, Section 14 contributes to the broader objective of ensuring a fair and impartial legal process. This provision not only empowers individuals to actively participate in their legal matters, but also serves as a safeguard against potential abuses of power. Overall, the Section 14 reflects the commitment of the Philippine Constitution to protect the rights of its citizens, promoting transparency, accountability, and adherence to the rule of law in the country's legal system.